All right, Jeanette's turn. Next victim. Okay, so just to talk about your training and the lead up to the Ironman first, and I guess the very, very first thing that I have to ask you is, was there a defining moment when you said, I'm going to do the Ironman, or was there a lot of toing and froing before you made the decision?
Well, definitely the toing and froing. I probably secretly had it planted. The seed was definitely planted, probably after Bustleton at some stage, I'm not really sure, but I suppose the doubt thing crept into my mind quite a lot. And, you know, I thought about it, but I suppose superficially, under no circumstances was I interested in doing it at all.
And why is that?
Look, I'm not really sure. I don't know whether it was certainly not pressure, but I don't know. I think seriously I just wasn't interested in doing it. Like, you know, I've been asked, you know, would you run a marathon? And I know I'm not interested in running a marathon. And actually Murray even asked me the other day, he said, oh, so you can do Melbourne Marathon this year? And I said, no, not interested at all. Yeah. And that's how I was with the Ironman. So, you know, I may open Pandora's box with this tomorrow.
And so what was the catalyst for the change in that thought pattern? What made you suddenly become interested in doing it?
Well, I think I did a 4K open water swim in December.
Yep. And
I fronted up on the day and it was really poor conditions.
Yep.
And I thought, I'll just do the 1.2. And then again, that little seed, I think, had almost started to sprout a little bit, but bad conditions, pretty ordinary, sort of, you know, wind and stuff like that. And I thought, no, do the 1.2, do the 1.2. It's safe, you can do it, you know, even though it's rough conditions. And I kept thinking in the back of my head, you should just do the 4K, Jeanette. You know you're stronger than that. You know you can do it.
Yep.
So there's a, you know, the angel and the devil going for it on my shoulders. So then Dan came along after about half an hour or so. He finished the bike ride and came and just watched, and he said, right, wetsuit on, get in there, just get in there and go. What's the worst thing that can happen? They'll drag you back in. Fair enough, I'll do it. So I got it on, and I was actually relieved. I was glad somebody made the decision for me, because I was struggling to make it myself, even though I knew I secretly wanted to do it. So
that's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it was, and it was hard. It was really hard, and I got out there and, you know, had a vomit and, you know, had to hang on to the boat for, you know, a minute or two, but made it through.
Yeah.
And look, I think if anything that I know about myself and confident about myself is that I know and trust my ability in being able to do certain things.
Yep.
So I knew I'd be able to do that swim. So then a week later I went and did a ride from Trelvin to Lakes Entrance, which is 180 kilometres.
Yep.
And I was pretty excited about that, and I actually texted Dan. I said, oh, guess what I've just done? He's going, right, you've got the swim, you've got the ride.
Yep.
We know you can run.
Yep.
What's stopping you? So I thought, and, you know, I think that's all I needed. You know, was just, and not Murray. Like, Murray's sometimes the wrong person to get me into doing those sorts of things. So that was really, really good. So then I thought, okay, I'm going to do it.
Yep.
But even leading up to entering for the day, or for the Ironman, I put it off until the very last day.
Really?
Very last day, because I knew I was doing it, I was talking about doing it, but I was still sometimes even making funny excuses in my head as to reasons why I couldn't. Not so much shouldn't, why I couldn't. But then I thought, no, it's over it. And Murray was actually standing over my shoulder watching me do my entry, and made some sort of comment, and I wasn't really overly pleased with that, listening to what he had to say, because sometimes I think he doesn't have confidence in me, which I know he does, but it needed to be a sole decision, and in the end I did it, so I'm really pleased.
And so just give me a few words that would describe places you've been to in your head through your training. Has it been, and they can be positive or negative, has there been doubt, determination, that kind of stuff? What kind of words would you say have sort of been hovering around in your head?
Since I've entered, no doubts.
Yep.
No doubts, because again, I have the utmost of confidence in my ability to get through it.
Yep.
You know, something bad happening, like an accident or getting sick or something like that, I have no doubt I will cross that finish line.
Yep.
And how that will be, I don't know. Whether it will be, 13 hours or 16 hours, 17, I don't know.
And have you had a visual of yourself coming across that line? Have you visualised yourself?
All the time.
Do you?
Yeah, at the end of every run.
Really?
I am coming down the chute and I start crying on my training run.
And so when you do that, when you go there in your mind and you visualise yourself coming through the chute at the finish, what do you see? Describe the picture. What do you see? Look around and
Well, the first thing I always see is the kids.
Yep.
Always see the kids, and because I'm looking out for them.
Yep.
And look, just I suppose a blur of people. And until today, I actually wanted the kids to run through the chute with me, but we were briefed today that wasn't anything that happened. Yeah,
okay.
Just because of the safety thing.
Yep.
So that's okay. And that was my visual, was just hang on to the kids' hands.
And so what do you see? So you're talking about seeing the stuff around you. What do you see in yourself? What kind of expressions on your face? What have you?
Just smiling and crying
Yep.
at the same time.
Yep.
Yeah, absolute elation.
Yep. Yeah. And so just with the We Try group, just give us a little bit about what the We Try group means to you through, the Bustleton experience and all the experiences of the little tries that you've done along the way. But to be here tonight on the eve of an Ironman with these people, what does it feel like? Give me some words to describe that.
Oh, well, I think the unity of the group, and because we don't often see each other for long periods of time, but whenever we come together, whether it's the whole group or whether it's parts of the group, it's always a very united group. We know what each other does, we know our strengths and the weaknesses, and just the support that everyone has for each other. It's just great. Yeah. It really is.
And so what have you gained personally out of being part of a group, of this group of people? What sort of, aside from friendship, what do you treasure about it most of all?
Wow, that's a hard one. That's a hard one, because you can't go past a group of people like that without them being individual friends, and apart from friendship, as you say, but that is probably the strongest point, because again, there's times that we don't see each other for a long period of time, but when we come together, the camaraderie and just the strength that everybody has, the bits and pieces that you get off each other. It's exciting. We all sort of enjoy each other's company, and it's exciting seeing how we've all grown and developed as a group, but as individuals and as athletes, I suppose.
Yeah.
Which is really good.
And so just the last little question that I've got is, when you have those times tomorrow that are tougher than the other times in the race, what mechanisms will you bring out to try and cope with that? What will you do to get yourself to the finish line tomorrow at the times when you start to hurt?
Something really weird's happened to me actually the last 3 months since I've been out there training lots and lots and lots, and an occurrence has happened. I would say 98% of the time that I've been out training, I've seen an eagle in the sky.
Really?
And there's something you don't see all the time, and I haven't seen them for years. We might see them twice a year, and particularly around our property and around the farm and stuff. And for some reason or another, I kept thinking, oh my God, there's another eagle. Again, this is like the 14th or 15th time, and even down your way, I saw an eagle. And I don't know what it was, and I just imagined that, maybe, that is something that I need to hang on to as far as a passing thought. Was, not so much, step up and lift and soar, try and be as powerful, but as courageous, or not courageous, but just to be able to get something from that animal, to try and I can't even explain it.
Yeah, that's a really interesting laugh.
It's really struck me.
Yeah.
Quite a lot. So yeah, it's been pretty good.
Well, thank you. That's you. Thank you very much. And you can send the next person.